back to the Embeemakes knitting channel. My name's Melissa and I'm the maker behind Embeemakes here on YouTube, on Ravelry and on Instagram. So, welcome to my podcast. I record regular podcast episodes every month and I talk about my finished objects, my whips and my yarn acquisitions. From time to time I also like to film some extra videos talking about my knitting plans for the season or some pattern roundups. So be sure to subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any of that. But without further ado, let's get started. This month I'm wearing one of my finished objects, which is the Stripe Hype sweater by Kutovakika. I started this sweater in August, so it hasn't been on my needles for too long, but I'm so happy that I finally finished it because I did have the yarn in my stash since last fall. So I knew I wanted to make this sweater for fall and I'm so happy that I finished it. And now I'm wearing it. I've worn it already for the past week when we were on a little holiday trip. Me and my boyfriend, or fiancé I should say. We went to the Belgian Ardennes and had a lot of lovely walks and the weather was so nice. It wasn't cold at all, so I could just wear this sweater without a jacket outside and it was lovely. I will insert some pictures here that we took. And I've been enjoying wearing this sweater a lot already and look forward to wearing it a lot more. All the details about the yarns I used and how much exactly are on my Ravelry page. But I can say that I use around 50 grams, sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more, for each of the contrasting colors, which are all hand-dyed yarn by Olivia&Oliver's fibers. I used the sock yarn fingering weight and held it double for all of them. And it didn't bleed when I blocked this sweater, so that's always good. I'm very happy with the colors I chose. The only negative I have to say about this sweater is the double Sunday that I used by Sandnessgarn for the main color is actually pilling a lot. You can see right now, but I will pop in a picture because I depilled it already once since wearing it for the past week. And the double Sunday is really pilling a lot, but I did ask over on Instagram if other people had the same experience with this yarn, and yes, a lot of people do, sadly. But it's very soft and it was lovely to work with, so I think I will buy this yarn again in the future, keeping it in mind that it will be a project that I have to depill a lot once it's finished. If it's lovely to wear, it's not a crazy expensive yarn, and I think overall the quality is good. This is my Stripe Hype. The pattern itself, I really enjoyed working on it. The stripes were very addictive. I really loved putting together my color palette for this sweater, and the pattern was very clear, easy to knit. I could definitely recommend this to beginners because there's no really hard techniques involved. And if you don't like the half twisted rib that's used, you can just supplement it for a 1x1 regular rib or a 2x2 rib. If I were to knit this pattern again, I probably would supplement the ribbing. I think maybe with a 2x2 would look nice, because the twisted rib, half twisted rib, was really a struggle for me. It's not really comfortable on my hands. But yeah, the result looks lovely. So yeah, it was worth it. But yeah, I would like it as much, I think, with a basic 1x1 rib or 2x2 rib. This sweater is just, yeah, lovely with all these colors. Those are the main focus, I think. Yeah. So that's the first finished object of this episode, but I do have one more and then some half finished objects. The next finished object that I also took with me on our The next finished object that I also took on our little trip is a simple headband. This has been on my needles for way too long, and I finally just cranked out the rest and finished it so I could wear it. It was actually too warm to wear it, but I did take some lovely pictures in it. And yeah, as you can see, it's just a basic stockinette. I did make a little reel that I can maybe put here, where you can see how I sewed the ends of the tube together to create this little twist. It's very simple, I didn't follow a pattern. This is a technique that I have used in the past for my school run headband by Laura Penrose, but yeah, it's not specific to that pattern. There's a lot of different basic headbands that have this twist, and it's really simple to do. So yeah, a quick little headband. Or yeah, you could knit it quickly, but it took me months and months to finish this because I just put it to the side for a long time, half finished. And actually it only took me a few days to finish the other half and sew it together. So you could easily do this in a week. I think I used a 3 or 3.5 millimeter needle, and I used this strand of woolyknit merino with a strand of katia mohair. I actually cast this on to try out the color combination of the mohair and the merino, and I really like this. And I also love the feel of this. It's not too itchy on my neck, or yeah, my forehead is fine as well. So yeah, I do have a full sweater quantity of this yarn left that I will make into either a sweater or a cardigan someday. And then one of the half finished objects that I have is a sock. And this is the Beth sock by Nala Knit. I test knit this for her. I just got accepted, I think, at the beginning of October. And we had 2 weeks to knit one sock, which was good for me to have that tight deadline, so that I actually finished the sock for once. It was only required to finish one sock for the test knit, so that's what I have. I still have to knit the second one. But I do plan to knit that still this year, so I can wear them because they're super cozy. It fits really nice around my foot, and yeah, it looks beautiful with these cables. Lovely texture. And the yarn that I used for this is Regia 4-ply, which I had in my stash. I have 2 skeins of this. I think I will need a little over 2 skeins. I have weighed it for the test knit, but I don't remember exactly how much I used. But I didn't use a full 50-gram skein for this first sock. But I have a small foot size. I have a 36 EU size. But yeah, a really lovely sock. And then one other half finished object, which is another sock, but this one knit up super quickly because it's a DK weight or even Aran weight sock. And it's one that I have knit before. These are the Santorini socks by Breibellie. I originally tested this pattern for her, I think 2 years ago already. Yeah. And yeah, I've worn my first pair, which is a pink one, a lot this past week at the cabin because I didn't bring any shoes for inside, like slippers. And the floors were like very cold stone, and yeah, it was perfect to wear my pair of socks to keep my feet warm. And they are just so cozy. And so yeah, I was reminded that I really loved those socks. So when I came home, I cast on another pair for myself. But I also want to make a pair for my mom, which I will show in a minute because I've cast on hers already. I still need to make the second sock for me, but this knit up in just 2 days. So I might knit the next one over the weekend so that I have a new pair for me. Yeah, the yarn I used is again the Novita 7 Brothers, same yarn that I used in my first pair, which is also the recommended yarn in the pattern. It feels really rustic, but on my feet it's just fine, and I also like to just wear these over some other just store-bought cotton socks. So yeah, the perfect cozy socks for winter, and a really quick knit and great to gift, which is why I've cast on a pair for my mom. I know she loves woolen socks, and I haven't knit her a pair yet, and I thought, well, this chunky a chunky pair would be nice to keep her feet warm, and then again she could also wear those over other socks if she does find them a bit itchy maybe. But we'll see after this pair how she likes it. And I did a little poll on Instagram with lots of options to help you, so you could help me decide on a color palette. But in the end I just went with something that I liked for her, and this is what I ended up choosing. So a lovely purple, then just a white, and then a light pink. This is the same light pink that I used in my first pair for the dots. So yeah, I had a lot of the skein left over. This is also again the Novita 7 Brothers. And yeah, it's looking great so far. I did have her try on already the cuff, so I could see, yeah, if it fits, because I want to make sure, yeah, she can actually fit in these socks. But I made sure that she didn't look, and I will have her try them on again when I do the heel to make sure the color work is stretchy enough. And then when I have this sock finished, yeah, I also need to make sure to check the length with her feet. I think she has a 38 size, but I'll just have her try them on again, but without looking. And then I can knit the second one and put these under the Christmas tree. So those were the Santorini socks by Breibellie. Definitely check the pattern out if you're looking for a quick knit for Christmas for your loved ones. They are also great if you're new to colorwork knitting because it's very simple. So yeah, definitely take a look at it. Then we can move into whips. Since I finished my stripe hype sweater, I moved on to my other sweater whip. To make some more progress on. And that's my stick season sweater. I took this one to the cabin with us because, yeah, we had a lot of time to knit there since it's early. Since it already gets dark at 5 now. We had a lot of time to knit in the evening, or yeah, I had a lot of time to knit in the evening while my partner played a video game on his Switch. and we watched some TV together. So yeah, it was really lovely. And I managed to finish the second sleeve. I did that before we left. So here it is. I have 2 sleeves now. And then I did a good chunk of the body. This is hard to show. I just had a little bit of stockinette done previously, so now I knit, I think, about 10 centimeters of stockinette on the body. And yeah, I think I still need to double the length I have now in stockinette, and then I can try it on and see if I'm ready to do the bottom ribbing. But yeah, once I pick this up, it's really mindless to knit, just some simple stockinette, but with some nice ribbed stitches at the underarm to keep it interesting. But it's still very mindless. And yeah, I think this will also be a very, very cozy fall sweater. And I'm looking forward to wearing this soon. I'm certain I will have this finished by next podcast episode. And yeah, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that, or follow me over on Instagram when you want to see because I do post in my stories regularly, so you will be the first ones to see when I finish this sweater. And if you're new here, the yarn I'm using is Drops Daisy in the beautiful dark forest green color. It's the second time using this yarn. I have already used the red color for a beanie, a hipster hat. And yeah, I really love it so far. It's really soft and squishy, but I did also hear that it pills a lot. So yeah, it's similar to the Double Sunday by Sandnessgarn, both in feel and yarn weight, so you can substitute it. But I also do hear that it pills a lot, so yeah, but it is a little cheaper, so if you want to try this out and if you're a little more on a budget, it's a great yarn to try. And I will of course keep you updated once I finish this and wear it a bit. I can let you know how it wears. I also took some accessories to the cabin to knit on, and one of them is my adorable ginger hat by Adorable Knits. And I finally started on the pattern, on the ribbing. And I finally started doing the cables. You are supposed to knit this fully twisted rib a lot longer to fold it, I think, double. But it was just so annoying. I don't like knitting twisted rib. Like for this one it was half twisted rib, so you only twist the knit stitches, but for this one you also twist the purl stitches. And it's really very slow, it's not nice on my hands, so I can't knit a lot on it at once. And yeah, I was just sick of it. So I decided to either not fold the brim at all and just have this a very plain and simple thin hat, or I can fold it over and have it be over the cables. I don't mind. I'll see how far I get with this, how long I can make it. But yeah, I do love the look of these cables. And you do still need some twisted rib, but yeah, it's not all twisted rib anymore. And yeah, I love doing these cables. And yeah, I love how this looks with this color. This is the Rerum Natura Ulysse, and I bought this on vacation last year. And I'm very happy to be working with it. I also have a sweater in the Rerum Natura, but the Gilead, which is the same yarn but thicker. And yeah, I love wearing it. It's so soft, and I think this will be a lovely hat. I also have another skein of this, so if I don't use all of it for the hat, then I might make some matching mittens to have a lovely set. And then the last project I took with me to the cabin is my cowl. I'm knitting the Soundwave static cowl, and I also took this one with us to the cabin. And I've not worked a lot on it, but you can see more of the pattern. I've almost done a full one repeat of the chart now. I think you repeat it 3 or 4 times. And yeah, it's looking amazing, feels nice. I will show you. So this is what I have so far. You can really see now the waves, and on the back side we have the static pattern, which is just simple 1x1 color work. And yeah, I love it so far. It will go this way and then be around my neck, and it's so soft, it's so lovely. And this is a yarn kit that I bought in London at the beginning of this year. And as we just bought some Eurostar tickets to go back to London end of January next year, I really want to have this finished so I can take it with me on our trip and wear it in London, because it will be still winter then, so it might be pretty cold. And yeah, this will just be perfect to keep my neck warm. But more on things I want to knit for London in a bit. So yeah, I'll just keep knitting on this. I do need to have the chart next to me, so I can only work on this when I'm knitting on the sofa downstairs with my iPad and the chart. So it's not very portable, also because you're switching the background color a few times. And then the last whip I've worked on this month is a new cast on. With the weather getting a lot colder right now, and I realized that I had promised my best friend to knit her a hat for when the weather got colder. I hadn't started it yet, but I have the yarn ready, so I decided to wind it up into different skeins and get started on it, because I'm holding this double. This is a fingering weight yarn, and it's the Lana Grossa Melonwet Seta. I've previously used this yarn already for socks. It comes in a full 100 gram skein, so I wound 2 balls of 50 grams to hold it double. And I'm knitting her a hipster hat. So this is the beginning of it. It's a simple 2x2 ribbed hat. And yeah, I've knit a few of these already. I let her pick the hat that she wanted, and she liked the look of that one. So that's what I'm making. And yeah, it looks lovely. It's very vibrant color, which will look lovely when the weather is this gray and gloomy like right now. And I only cast this on 2 days ago, I think. So yeah, it knits up really quickly when I pick this up. It's on 4mm, yeah. I'm knitting this on 4mm needle with 2 fingering weight yarns held double. I'm confident I have enough of this yarn to knit a full beanie and just have a single folded brim, like my red one that I knit last year. I think I will just knit it to that length. I think that's fine. So yeah, that's great, and I hope to have this finished by next podcast, and probably also already given to her so she can start wearing it, but I will make sure to take a picture when it's finished to show you in next podcast. So those are all the works in progress that I worked on during the month of October. Now I have one acquisition and 2 new cast-on plans that I want to talk about with you. Let's first start with the acquisition because it just came in during my lunch break today. And yeah, I'm very excited about it. I bought some things from the shop update from Wool & Twine, which is a German-based company. They do hand-dyed yarns, but it's all naturally hand-dyed, I believe, and all with very sustainable materials, sustainable yarns. And I have bought from her in the past, but haven't knit with the yarn yet. But now she has some lovely, she had a lovely sock set that I really wanted, and I hadn't tried out their sock base yet. And so they have this sock base called Ovis sock, which is a 50% Cheviot and a 50% Jacob. And it's 100 grams, has 375 meters. And this one that I got here is the color Hyacinth. This is just a single skein that I really like the color of. I think this will make some lovely purple textured socks. It feels really nice and yeah, maybe a bit rustic, but in a nice way. I think it will be lovely to make a pair of socks with this. And then I also got one of these sock sets, which is this one. And this is for some quilt star socks. I think the pattern to go with this is the Quilty Cabin socks, I believe. I will put the name here somewhere. It's a lovely pattern that I really want to make. I've seen a lot of quilts or quilt inspired knitwear on Instagram lately, and yeah, I wanted to join the hype. I really love the look of those. It looks very cozy, very grandma style. So yeah, I got this set, which also included some super cute handmade stitch markers. So yeah, that was my acquisition. And then for future plans, I realized that in my basket of winter accessories, I didn't really have a pair of fingerless gloves anymore. I gifted my pair to my grandma, the pink ones, and I also made her another pair, so she has those. I do have some full mittens, but I really needed some fingerless mittens yesterday while waiting for my train to go to work, and yeah, I thought I can just knit myself another pair. And I have this Olivia&Oliver fibers yarn, which is in the sock base, and it's the color Feather from I think last year's fall update. And I think it will make a lovely pair of just simple penny gloves by Petite Knits. I have the pattern and I've knitted before a few times. So I will make those. I will have leftover yarn that I can use for something else still. But yeah, I think this color will be great with all of my different winter and fall coats. So I will cast on this probably after I finish my best friend's hat. And then another new cast on for this month is something with yarn that I bought in London at the beginning of this year that I want to have finished for when we go back to London at the end of January next year, which is only 3 months away. And this is the swatch I have for it. It's super soft and it's a gorgeous green. I don't think you can really see because of the bad lighting today, but I will try and pop in a picture. I've made my swatches with my yarns I bought in London already, because I do know which projects I want to make with these. And this will become a Monday sweater by Petite Knit. I had some help deciding on a pattern over on Instagram. And because I didn't buy this yarn with an exact pattern in mind, I just knew that I wanted this color and bought a sweater quantity of it. And the yarn is West Yorkshire Spinner Fleece, Blue Faced Leicester, the DK weight. And the color is called Fellside. Yeah, it's just a gorgeous green, and yeah, it feels so soft and nice. Be able to take this with me and wear it in London. I bought this in Wild and Woolly, which is a bit out of the center of London. But you can easily take a bus that stops quite close to the shop. And that's the end of this month's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe and leave a comment on this video. I would like to know what you are working on while watching this. What have you been working on for the past month? What are your cast-on plans for the coming month? I'm curious to know. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'm wishing you happy knitting. Bye!